There was something hard inside. She opened each zip and checked the bag. It was empty. But she could still feel something through the lining of the handbag. That's strange, she thought. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to take another look. Before we start, can we get this video to 1,000 likes? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. She ran her fingers along the inside of the lining. Aha! There was a hole at the end. She managed to squeeze her finger inside. She felt something cold and metallic. Sarah Thomas, an Oregon resident, loved nothing more than a good bargain. Whenever she passed a Goodwill store or charity shop, she just couldn't help herself. She trawled the dusty shelves and boxes for anything that looked unusual or interesting, and she usually found it. In fact, Sarah had such a keen eye for vintage treasure that she started her own clothing resale business online. She thought she had seen it all in all her years of bargain hunting, but she was wrong. Her Facebook business page, Sarah's Southern Oregon Secondhand Deals, proved to be so successful that it started generating a steady stream of supplemental income. She worked hard, traveling to the local Goodwill stores several times a week to find that special item. Some days were good, and she'd snag designer dresses, shoes, and handbags for just a few dollars. But other days weren't as easy. Sometimes, upon further inspection, Sarah's Goodwill finds would be worn or damaged, making them unfit for resale. And occasionally, there would be more to an object than met the eye at first glance. Such was the case when Sarah spotted a designer diaper bag for just $3, and she knew she had to have it. The diaper bag was not only a designer label, but it was also vintage. Even better, it looked practically new. A rare find indeed. Sarah knew that this diaper bag would have retailed at around $200 new. What a bargain! She immediately snatched it up and bought it without a moment's hesitation. But it was only when she had already arrived home with her new purchase that she noticed something strange about it. "I was cleaning it and just noticed something heavy shaking around in there," Sarah explained. But when she rummaged through all the bag's compartments, she still couldn't locate the mysterious object. Unwelcome thoughts started to race through her mind. Who knows what the bag's previous owner had hidden there? And why had they gotten rid of it? Could there be something nasty inside? Sarah's concerns were growing by the second. Maybe she should just return the bag and leave it at that. After all, it was a second-hand diaper bag. But in the end, her gnawing curiosity was just too much to bear. That's when she noticed the small hole in the lining. Little did she know, she was about to solve a 7-year-old mystery. She peeked into the opening and saw a flash of silver, and her heart started to race. She began to widen the hole, stretching it so that it could accommodate her hand. Had she found trash or treasure? There was only one way to find out. Slowly, carefully, she worked at it until it was big enough to reach inside. "Here goes," she whispered, preparing herself. Sarah winced as her hand brushed something cold and hard, but she was relieved to realize that it wasn't wet. It was smooth, and it felt like metal. She pulled it out slowly and was astonished to find a brand new Sony digital camera in her hand. Now that she had found out what it was, she was left with more questions. Who did it belong to? And why was it hidden here? Sarah located the on switch and held her breath. After a few seconds, the camera beeped to life. She was so surprised that she jumped. Then, the images began to display on the camera's screen. Although Sarah was reluctant to scroll through someone's personal and secret memories, she continued to look at the photos one by one, unable to tear her eyes away. The photos depicted a baby boy and a young woman. Sarah assumed it was his mother. With each new picture, Sarah's heart sank more and more. Photograph after photograph flashed before her eyes, but long before she had reached the end, she knew that something had to be done. But what? And more importantly, how? When asked if she had any hesitation before acting, Sarah said, "I live by the golden rule. I would hate someone to do that to me." Sarah's mind was made up. Looking through the photographs was enough to make her take action, and she knew in her heart that she had made the right decision. As a mother herself, Sarah knew that she would have been heartbroken that she had lost her camera with its irreplaceable memories inside. She imagined having lost all those precious moments, the day she took her baby home from the hospital, her child's first steps. She had consigned these moments to memory, but the pictures spoke 1,000 words. She had to do something to try to find the camera's owner. Then, Sarah had an idea. She already had a considerable following on Facebook. Perhaps if she shared the pictures online, someone would recognize them. It was a long shot, but worth a try. "I would hate to lose pictures," Sarah recalled. "It might not be much, but it is to somebody." But would the owners still be in the area? She knew that there was a chance that the bag's original owner might have lost it months or even years ago. Sarah's post on Facebook read, "I'm not sure if this is Octopost here, but I purchased a diaper bag at the Goodwill and found a blue Sony CyberShot camera inside with photos. Does anyone know who this family or people in these pictures are? I want to make sure they get their camera and most definitely their SD card." Luckily, the camera's owner happened to be nearby, and the power of social media was all that was needed to bring her and Sarah together. Within just 1 hour of Sarah's Facebook post, one of her followers identified the camera's owner. Her name was Katie Connor, but Katie was confused at first. Sarah reached out to the woman with a Facebook message, informing her that she had her camera and SD card full of photographs. But Katie had no idea what she was talking about. That's when Sarah decided to send her some of the photos in hopes of jogging her memory. When Katie saw the old photos of her baby boy, she almost burst into tears. She had thought that the camera and all its memories were gone forever. Sarah arranged to meet Katie at the local Target parking lot, but she could never have suspected just what an emotional reunion this was going to be. "Thank you," Katie exclaims as she strides up to Sarah, with an exalted but incredulous look on her face. Sarah hands her the precious camera, and Katie says with a wide smile, "I think we thought it was long gone." Then she tells Sarah just how long the camera had been missing for. Sarah is floored. It was 2017 when Sarah stumbled on the camera inside her lucky Goodwill find, but the camera had actually gone missing in 2010. Katie's baby had been just a year old when she had taken the photos, but now he was 7. And of course, Katie couldn't wait to look through the old photos with her son as soon as she got home. Katie had never expected her camera to be found, let alone returned to her. And now, thanks to Sarah, she has all those precious memories back. But Sarah doesn't think that what she did is worthy of being called a good Samaritan in the local papers. "I didn't think of it as a big deal. I would think that anyone else would do it. But I guess maybe nowadays that isn't the case," she said in an interview.